water signs, how are you guys doing today? I'm back with another element videos. Other sides, I was water signs because once again, I had the cards repeated and I was like, I forgot to do water elements. So let me do water elements this month. And I hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely good day. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also, for those of you who subscribe to the channel, once I go live, I will give you up with subscriptions. Not subscriptions, the ones who are subscribed to the channel, I will give you live readings. Free readings. Live, of course. I don't know. However it goes. Anyway, I'm going to start from the past and I work for the present and I'm work to the back. And hopefully some of this resonate with you water signs. I know it seems like I don't like water, I don't like fire. It's not that I don't like you guys. It's just that, hey, that's what I'm giving you insights so that you can picture how you are being presented or doing things so that you can, play chess is right. Play the chessboard completely like you want to get. Why they want to get played? Actually, just beat the devil. That's basically what it is. And stop allowing him to use your temple to be his little flunky, okay? Because that's all that is, okay? Um, I know it's hard because we in the flesh and negative stuff seems to feel so good, and bad people make us feel alive and feels like we're living now. Yeah, 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 I get it. Some of you guys probably need to drink some water. You're hydrated, and you're probably drinking way too much other stuff than drinking your water. So some of you guys might need some water. Okay, so let's get started with your move this stuff up way first. Your, what's going on with you guys? Okay. As I said before, some of you guys need to start eating healthy, and maybe you guys need to change the way you're eating your diet. So this is I'm talking about cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. These are the three water elements that I'm referring this to. So maybe some of you guys are just overworking yourself and you maybe don't have time to eat healthy, or maybe you're too stressed out. I know a lot of Pisces have a tendency to make everybody else eat before they eat, and they kind of like tend to feel like they can just go on air, but you can't. And then your body gets worn down, you're in the hospital, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my heart? It's not pumping like it's supposed to because you're not eating healthy. So make sure you're eating as well as someone else eating, especially if someone is negative and draining life out of you and you're playing like naive, trying to save a bad person. So be mindful of water signs because you have a tendency to go with the wrong crowd and say, I'm going to save the devil, I'm going to save the devil. The devil loves that. He was like, ooh, I got me right there. Right time, right time. Right and I hate to laugh because it's really serious in life, because bad karma comes back. And a lot of these special Pisces, y'all really love to ride up on horrible, horrible, nasty, grit people that don't deserve it. And if it's not them, it seems like you guys tend to be the person who's just as nasty. It's like if you don't find somebody who's grit nasty, it seems like you take on that energy and you take the place of honor and say, well, I'll take the couple stand of fire and I will brim it down. I will brim it down. And brim it means you will take on the stance to be as nasty and evil as low as you can possibly be in life. And that's not the way because you guys have it's like, how can you say it? Uh, it's like having a robot and you program it to do and say everything that's in the dictionary and you program it to be a good person. Then all of a sudden someone comes along and says, it's boring. Let's put some juice in it. You're like, what kind of juice? We're gonna put some fire juice up in there. We're gonna get this thing crunk. Give it some spoiled corn up in there. And that spoiled corn gets into the machine and it goes acting a slap food. Doing all kind of devilish stuff, all kind of stuff that it's doing. So that's what I feel like a lot of earth signs and Pisces, water signs are people that are programmed to do things that's right and to walk in this pureness, and yet it's like somebody had to come in and touch it with some kind of rawness, give you some kind of truth, give you some kind of hype, and it's like you just spoiled everything about them because they was like angels. It's like you would call the earth signs and water signs the beautiful angel that was there, and God seeing how beautiful the devil was, and He just gave him everything. Then all of a sudden he just went wrong. It's like he couldn't handle the balance of being evil, you know. It's like you have the knowledge of being evil, but you it's like I'm gonna go in and yeah, that's I'm gonna give myself a little bit of it. I'm just gonna tap in on a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. I'm not gonna do too much. Yeah, and it seems like you just went far above. I'm sorry to tap in your ear, but that's what it feels like. It seemed like you just tapped into that negative side of energy and went a slap overboard. It was like you was perfect. When I say you guys, when you and earth signs are good people, people that are sick or feeling bad, if they have stomach problems or headache, when they walk in your energy, it's like the problems go away. It's like them, the Holy Spirit, okay? It's like somebody who is fulfilled with God's word and who has read God's word, who's moved in God's word. Those people are fulfilled with the Holy Spirit. But you earth and water signs, it seems like you guys are born with the Holy Spirit, but for some reason you tainted with negative people or tainted tapping into the negative side of you. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So be mindful, earth signs and water signs, but I'm mainly talking about your water signs. Be mindful of tapping into that negative side and ruining your good karma, okay? And ruining your good aura, your good energy that you have. That people come in and feel like, oh, because if you got too much negative stuff going on, you're stealing, you're lying, and you're deceiving people, you're manipulating things, you want people to slave for you, do all your work, and you don't do nothing. If you constantly doing all this stuff negative, you filling up your cup to 100, and that's what you have to deal with when you at one. So imagine for 1 to 100 is bad karma that you have to deal with 7 times to 4. That's 700 times you got to pay for something, right? So be mindful of doing stuff or being around people and that's draining you and draining the life out of you because this card is saying that you need to be nurtured. You need to be all healed. You need everything to come back around into your circle to heal you because you have given out so much to somebody else that you need to be healed. You need to hold on to some things. You need to keep yourself in a kept position. Okay? And what I mean by that is if you have say for instance like Pisces have a tendency to want to have 8 to 10 to 15, 20 kids. If you are giving out so much of your body, you need to be nurtured back because your health has to be nurtured back because you've given all your life to children, okay? Half of your body gets drained, life gets pulled out of you. So you have to rejuvenate your body and put nurturing back in your body once you give it all to your babies. You see what I'm saying? And it's not to say having children is the evil, wrong thing in the world, but you still have to rebuild yourself back up once you give it all that way. Then once you build yourself up, you still have to turn around and nurture those kids. You have to take care of every last one of those children to the fullest of your best fullest of the fullest. And you may say, what? You got to give, you got 5 kids, you got to give 5 kids all the knowledge and wisdom that they could possibly handle. Because it takes everything in you to give back to your children. Because you choose to lay down and have those kids. Now, some of you guys are forced to have kids because somebody forced you to have sex with you. Or some of you guys, you know, and I pray that you heal, you seek healing that understand that, hey, forgive them and move on. And it's hard to say that because if you don't move on and you hold that grudge and you still are mad at people who for taking their rights with you, in other words, having with you and not caring if they did or did not, and then you end up having children. For some of you have children, so that it hurts you forever to know that you have to raise those kids. But forgive that energy that come around and understand that maybe something you thought about or maybe something's in the path of your mom or dad that caused that to have to happen to you because in my life, it was my mama running to the clubs, want to get out of the streets. And it was a lesson to say, hey, you leave the kids anywhere, this is bound to happen to them. Um, I know some of you guys can't get out of that because some of you guys didn't get justice for that. And some people got justice for it. So when it didn't get justice, sometimes it lingers on and saying that I want justice. For me, I was determined justice was gonna happen. I was like, my grandma gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you, I was determined in my mind that you was gonna get justice for what you did to me, and I had a strong feeling for that. And some people don't have a strong, but some people feels like, oh well, I guess it was bound to happen to me. I guess I deserve. In the midst of something happening like that, you do feel like it's supposed to happen. But for me, I'm the type of person I feel like I'm a child. I'm very young, and no, you wasn't supposed to be trying to do that. Even though it was a trying something, but it wasn't actually like a lot of people had it going, But I felt like in one night from 10:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning was enough of you trying to do something to my body, especially when you have it in my pants and you just want me to you know, perform on it, and I'm like, what the hell I'm supposed to be doing to it? You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference when someone have it in your pants and you're like forced to do something with it, you know. Um, versus some people are just saying, you just don't know. That person raped me every single day of my life and they did it over and over again. And I do get that. I do understand how that can make someone go kind of over the nuts. Because, like I said, you have to step up. You have to teach your children how to be forceful and say, you're going to get justice for this, you know. And the next day, I spoke out. I didn't give a dang, even though he almost lost his life for that. I didn't care. I'm gonna fight for my rights, you know. I was a little girl. I was like 3 years old, and I was determined that that was not gonna be right, you know. And when I spoke out, it was sort of like me seeing this man's brains being beat on the floor, and a part of me was like, "Oh God," you know. It wasn't his brain; he was just bleeding with blood. And I thought like, "Oh my gosh, I shouldn't say nothing because now this man." But he got right up like with nothing to it. So when he got like another to it, he went running down the street. I'm sorry. That man was taking that 2x4, was throwing it across and hitting him in the head. He was running behind him, picking it up and throwing it back. I said, damn, that man, no, he can run. The other one could run too, but as fast as he was running, as fast as he was picking that stick up and right behind him and just throwing it back. He would just constantly keep hitting him beside the head with that stick. So that kind of relieved me that somebody got justice for what somebody was doing to me. But a part of me was scared because I thought like, don't X them out this world, you know, because I thought like, oh my God, this is crazy, you know. And so, like I said, a lot of water signs go through that, and I feel like a lot of water signs as babies, if you know you have them, you have to talk to them and tell them you need to fight for your right. You need to make sure you scream loud about anything that happened to you and don't just muffle that and sit and say, oh, well, I guess I deserve this. I guess it's supposed to happen to me. You know, you let them kids know they have to express themselves. Um, also, uh, having a lot of babies. That's a lot of people that you have to get accountable for. When you have a lot of children, you have to feed and make sure they have this, and you got to work. And then when you're working, it's taking a lot out of your spirit, out of your body, your flesh rather, from trying to keep yourself healthy. So be mindful of just feeling like you just gotta have a lot of kids. As I said before, water signs you tend to some of you guys, mainly the Pisces, the Cancers don't really like that many kids, and Scorpios, I can't say you guys have kids for attention, but some of you do. When you're pregnant, you want it. Some Scorpios, but a lot of you Scorpios are not like that. At least not the one. You guys don't like babies like that. Like Pisces would do it. Pisces have a tendency to want to have babies for attention, so they can brag, yeah, child, had a baby, but at the same time, I mean, it's not watching the kids and not tending it. Somebody else has to attend their children, especially if it's an older child. Now, if you're rich and you got plenty of money for a nanny, it's no problem. But if you don't have a lot of money, please, Pisces, do not put that pressure on your oldest child to take care of the kids, because then they'll probably do the same thing or probably be like me, don't have any at all. Okay, you just can't pay me to have any because I raised way too many behind me because that's been pushed on me as a mom, and then turn around, Pisces take the credit for it. No, no, no. So be mindful of just saying that yeah, I'm a good mom, I take care of the kids, and then the older child have to take care of the kids. The older child is made to be responsible, but that's not their job. All the kids has to know how to do something for themselves. All the kids have to equally be responsible for their own personal life and life. That's never the oldest child's job to take care of all the kids. I don't know what Bible is written into, but it's said for the older sons or the kids to get out in the field and help their daddy work. But it does not say for the oldest child to take care of all the siblings in the family forever and ever, ever, ever. No, kill that scenario. Don't let it happen because that's bad karma. Because at the end of the day, if you look at my life, you realize that all those children who don't take care of themselves has written bad stories for their kids and for them. Why? Because when those children have their own personal life, they don't know how to work their own life. They don't know how to control their behaviors and things that they're doing because they're all dependent on the oldest person to take care of them and their children. That's not how life goes. Because if I had a husband and children, that's not fair for my husband to have to take care of all my siblings because that's how my siblings are raised for them to be taken care of by me and they got women and they're having children by. Does that make sense? Now think about that. If you keep the traditional ways up, that the oldest child take care of all the siblings, and that's your responsibility, and that keeps going on forever, that means that if I had a husband, I would have to take care of all of my siblings down behind me, and plus my husband and my children. Does that make sense? Because that's how they were raised, and that's how they're programmed. And to this day, half of them don't know how to stay on their own. You got four of them now that does not know how to pay their own bills, do not know how to take care of themselves. They got kids and expect the oldest to take care of their children. Who created a system like that is manipulation, it's backwards, and it's slavery. Okay? You don't ever manipulate the oldest child, whether it's girl or boy, to take care of the siblings because they don't know how to take care of themselves. Each sibling should be raised to take care of themselves. Know how to be a man and know how to be a woman and know how to stand on your own ground. Learn each of them their own talents that they can know that if they like to fish, get out there on a boat and try to fish. If you like to cut grass, if that's your hobby, get out there and get your lawn service. Learn how to master that. If you like to run counting, get out there and learn how to do math and count them numbers down. If you like to go be a lawyer, if you like to be a judge, you get out there and know how to be a lawyer. Get out there and know how to do something. If you like to be a doctor, if those jobs that you want to do, go out there and learn how to do. If you want to be a firefighter, a police department, a policeman, an officer, detective, whatever field that you want to be in, let them go out there and learn those jobs. Even though they're humans and on this planet, there's certain things that you cannot do in those fields, and that's take money and not be fair in your judgment in those police jobs, the doctor's jobs, and everything. So you got to be mindful of how your children need to learn how to be in those fields because each of those jobs has a backfire. You're a lawyer, you're shady lawyer, but that comes back onto you and your children. If you're a shady judge and you don't judge your judge like you're supposed to, you take money from the hands and fair to another person who's not being fair, it has to come back to you and your children. If you're a dirty doctor, you go on that field and you save some lives and end some lives. You go on a science project, some people. Somebody's going to science project you and your kids one day. So all those things that you take in your position, you gotta understand they have karma to deal with whether they want to hear it or not. So let's move on. Shall I say that's in your past and still it's affect your future. So there's a give and take. You still give it to some, and some needs to give to you in return. So water signs. I feel like some of you guys have a lot of things you have to do. You're running in and out. There's a lot of moving for some of you fire signs. It's going from place to place, or you just constantly traveling. For some of you guys, you're probably traveling from place to place, or it could be that you're not settling with somebody for a very long time. Some of you guys could be getting married to a fire sign, whether it's uh, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but it may be a short-lived marriage for some of you water signs dealing with their fire sign. It could be that this person married you because they have money, or they could be marrying you because you could be marrying them because they have money, or they could be marrying you because you have a little bit of coins. If that coin run out, this person here is gonna want to follow tail and get on by his business. So be mindful of that energy. Water signs. For some of you guys, you're gonna feel left out in the cold. Hmm. Maybe some things that's going on you don't know nothing about. In a relationship, you might find out something that's very cold-hearted about a person who you're dating, and you're like, I know good well you ain't doing it with my sister. I know you ain't messing with my brother. Something about that you don't know. It could be your family or household that's going on. Like I said, it could be somebody find out your husband sleeping with your daughter, and it could be disappointing for some of your water signs. And this could be the near future that you find this out for some of your water signs. Some of your water signs may have experienced this for your personal life, but you also may find out it's also going in your household. So some things going on in your household for some of your fire signs that you don't know. Not fire signs, my bad, water signs that you don't know that's going on. And you also could find somebody's getting married in your household, and you didn't know they were going to get married for some of your fire signs. You could be hearing about them going to an anniversary thing, and you like, what? Or you could be surprised. Or someone could be posting to you to get married to you, water signs, and you just like, what? I didn't know you finna get married. But it could be a wish come true. You could be married another water sign, or you could be married an air sign, or some your water signs, and this person could be close to you, and you like, now you're gonna marry me. Somebody could be a lawyer or a police officer that's getting married and surprising his wife or fiance about them getting married. For some of you water signs, you may have to go to courts, but you may not show up for court date because you may miss it. Maybe you get the notice. But at the same time, it could be for some of you guys, or just um, maybe you work in there and you're not showing up for work. Maybe you have to be there for work, and maybe you don't have a certain kind of papers that you need to work. I feel like for some of you water signs, there's some kind of piece of paper that you're supposed to have that you don't have, that you maybe lost the paper or something. Something going on with the papers. Okay, so there's a lot of paperwork that's going on with some of your water signs. Okay, for some of you guys, there could be still a substance abuse going on with the water signs. You may have a drinking problem, a water problem. That's a water problem. Drinking problem. You need some water. Okay, you need some water signs. Water signs. For some of you guys, I feel like you could be doing a lot of smoking the wrong turn. For some of you guys, you could be, what is this? Oh, you might find a shoebox full of money for some of you water signs. Um, just come out of nowhere. So you might be saving up money, or you could find some money for some of your water signs. I don't know what you did, we did, where you don't locate it at. Some of you water signs, you know, if it's already happened, oh, it will. Um, let's see what else. Give me a minute. Okay, water signs. For some of you guys, you could be getting out of jail, released from jail, or you could be released from a marriage or a relationship that you felt like you was in prison with, or someone may feel like there was imprisonment with you. For some of you water signs, you could be defending yourself, or you may feel like there's no one having your back, or you may feel like you're in the midst of something and somebody's not defending you. You may feel all alone and on something. For some of you water signs. For some of you water signs, I feel like somebody was lying on you, or maybe you took something and you had to return it back. So maybe you took something from somebody's house that was high value, and someone making you bring it back. Someone might feel like, oh no, you got to bring that back. Or someone has took something from you, water signs, and you want it back. For some of you water signs, I feel like you feel like some things are turning in your favor and some things are not in your favor for some of the water signs. I feel like you're in this mist where next week I feel like it's going to be an energy. It could be happening right now in the mist because I already pulled it. It could be feeling like deja vu for you. Certain things is happening again, and it seems like you're going through something. Oh, you had a dream, and if the dream is just not catching up with you, and you feel like you're now walking inside the dream, but you don't know it until you actually so wait a minute. Haven't I done this before? But it's not like you've done it before, but it's just that a dream, you had a dream about it, and now you're just going through the cycles of the dream. You ever had that before where you just dream something, but you don't ever see that dream for a while, then all of a sudden you find yourself just living, and then you're like, did I do this before? But you did inside a dream for some of your water signs. Um, I also feel like there were so many options that you have, but for some of you water signs, I feel like something is not giving you a choice anymore. You're not having options anymore. Um, but I feel like you paid for options and you didn't get options for some of your water signs. So it's like if you had to go to court or something, and you might have paid for options, and for some reason it gave you lesser than what you could have gotten. And I feel like you could have gotten a whole lot more for some of your water signs that was going to court, and you got less. Or it could be that just was in your favor for some of your water signs, but it's also saying that you're still waiting on that results for some of your water signs. Um, and also I feel like you've gotten your wish for some of your water signs, and I feel like this is also could be that money that you put inside, invest in something. So therefore, if you plan, like I said before, if you invested and you plan it, of course you got your wish from it. And for some of your water signs, you still wait on the results of that. Um, For some of you water signs, I feel like you're going through a bit of hardship, but I also feel like there's help around you, so you're not really going through that. It just seems like it's bad for you, but it just seems like you're in this dark space where you're being negative, and because you're being so negative, and it's like you causing bad karma. But if you clean it up, and as I say, it's like water signs, you are very much like, what do you call it? You can your mind has a good thing of visualizing something to make it happen. So when you have a good set of your mind is very focused on it and you do good intentions, then you can manifest good things to come to you as well. It's like being in such energy where you're just like the devil himself, where he has such power with God, where all he had to do the right thing and he can make anything happen for him. Like right now, he's having a ball because everything that he pretty much want people to do, a lot of people are doing it. And they don't realize that they're doing it. So it's just like people that he can possess them to do all kind of evil stuff, and he's like, oh wow, this is so easy. I can get this person to go over here and just, you know, get that person caught up and go to jail. I can get this person to go over here and just lie on them. I can get this person to go over here and do that. And it's like he's having a field day because now the floor feel like it's all his, and he got so many people. He got bees and trees and people who's following him, who has jealousy in their heart, who has bitter, who have selfishness, and they have it's all about me, and I'm the gods, and nobody else can stand in front and save them. And he feels like he got them all wrapped up in his hand, and it feels like he's winning. And I feel like that's how a lot of your water signs have a tendency, and earth signs have a tendency to tend to think if you got money that you can win anything, and that if you can manipulate people to do what you want them to do, then it feels like the floor is yours. You get what I'm saying? But if you manipulate people in negative aspects, you kind of seem like you're winning until the backfire. You get what I'm saying? So when you want what you want, you have to make sure that it's a clean cut that what you're doing. You have to be willing to do that same thing. Now, sometimes you earth signs, special Pisces, can go real hard in a positive way of doing for people, but you also will sit back and expect people to give you a ton when you gave them a pound. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's the only negative part about some of the Pisces is that when they put out the good stuff about them, they expect you to give it back to them in a ton, and the ton is way more heavier than a pound, right? So it's like someone expecting maybe 200 million tons versus 1 pound. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's the bad part about some of the Pisces is that they can be a flunky for you, but at the same time they can also expect you to flunk for them, or they're gonna rat you out. They're gonna tell all that niggas stuff. You gonna get exposed, okay? And I think that's what happens when a person who goes to jail or anything, when you deal with a water sign, special Pisces, they have a tendency to have your back. But at the same time, if you don't come harder for them, they're gonna expose you. They're gonna pretty much rat on you. And I think that's the only thing about being around them is that they get loud, like a Aries would, and they don't tell on you. As you see, water signs could be true friends, could be best friends for life, and you can feel good at their conference. And then at times you're like, what in the world? This is a nightmare? What the cow? What the cow? What the cow? And cancers, oh my gosh. Oh Lord have mercy me. Cancer type of people wherein if it fits inside this read, not if, put it inside the read. Um, they can have a tendency to work really hard and to be like extremely health guard or something like that. But you're doing it to the point where you're just causing your body to be unfit. You see what I'm saying? So you could be too healthy, thinking, minded, or acting, and at the same time you're ruining yourself. Um, for some of your cancers, I feel like if I'm looking at this in the cancer's perspective, it's you're running too hard, you're moving too much, doing too much. You have to also turn around and slow down. But this is basic for all the water signs. And some of you guys may be getting divorced or going to court for some of your water signs, cancers. But I also feel like for some of you cancers, that if you don't have all your papers in a row and if you're going with a bad attitude, you may lose your case. Okay, so make sure you have all your papers. I don't know why I keep saying papers, but somebody need to have the papers for some of your water signs. You need to have your duckies in a row. For some of you guys have bounce checks. Some of you guys may be worried about your sister or sister. For some of you guys, you worry about plugging in too many stuff in the plug. You don't want to have a small managed fire. For some of you guys, you could be fighting with your neighbors or whoever next door to you. For some of you guys, your business, you worry about your business not doing so good for some of your water signs. Um, some of you guys, you may be annoyed by your pet. Maybe your dog needs to be retrained or something. Or maybe you have a pet that needs to be trained because he's attacking everybody. For some of you guys, be mindful with your cash app. Something's going on with the cash app. You might be doing too many transactions in cash app. Maybe looking at you. Some of you guys, be mindful of being out of sight. Okay, Scorpios and Cancers. Don't be acting crazy because you're going to get locked up. Okay, police officer may not go so nice on you. We see you acting erratic. For some of you guys, clean up your outside. If you need your outside is junky nasty, don't throw it in the water. Okay, be mindful of where you put your trash at. Don't just throw it anywhere because you can. Once again, if you own a business, you might get sued. You might get big fine. Because if you're polluting the water, somebody's coming for you for polluting. So be mindful of that water sign. So it's two of you guys. For some of you guys, if you're looking for disability, you will get your disability. For some of you guys who apply for disability, if you're worried about your disability, hey, it said disability, you're getting it. For some of you guys, some of you guys could be pressed by charges. So it could be that you pressing charges or the law will take charges on their own hand and deal with it on their own. So it might not be nothing you can do. So if you wonder who did it, it could be your daddy's coworker or mama's coworker. So it might work with the parents. So if you're wondering who did what, whatever it was, if somebody stole something from you, somebody did something, but it's somebody who worked with your parents, your mom or your dad, either one. For some of you guys, you could just be, I'm not gonna say that on here. For some of you guys, be mindful of the motorcycle. I say that so many times. So something going with motorcycle. If you're a Pisces, the water sign, fire sign, you're on a motorcycle, watch your compass. Be mindful while you're on the motorcycle, right? Okay. And clean up twice. Pisces, actually 3 times. Pisces clean up. Pisces clean up. Pisces clean up. Not Pisces, water signs. All you guys, water signs, clean up. I got the same thing for earth signs, clean up. For some of you guys, if someone requested you to meet up somewhere and you know for a fact it's bad tidings, don't go meet up because it's going to be a bloody scene, okay? Because I feel like for some of you guys, you know it's a shady deal, you know this person ain't right. If you know they ain't like that, don't go and meet nobody on the scene because it's going to be what it is. If you got fancy, nice cars and you supposed to meet up but you don't trust that person, don't trust them. Okay? Some of you guys could be fighting in a hotel. Okay? Especially if it's a shady person who, it's like a stepmom who have kids who's raising them in the wrong way, and their children are bad and doing things kind of is doing, and she's running to the bars trying to make the kids look, you know, bully somebody else. So be mindful of that type of energy. If it's you Pisces, if you got kids, don't be enticing them to go beat somebody else up. Okay, I'm just saying, just be mindful of that. For some of your Pisces, you could be entertaining an older person who's much older than you. Um, for some of your Pisces, you want somebody to, not Pisces, I'm talking about water signs, all water signs. For some of your water signs, you that person, right? Oh, you that person? You for that person? I know that you water sign, but I know my little cousin, she like that too, and she's a Cancer, and Pisces like that too. Y'all want everybody, all the baby daddies, to buy your kids food. Y'all feel like if it's one child, y'all gotta buy everybody some food. So y'all the ones they talk about online. So y'all the ones that I should when they said it, when they actually was like the girl was like, why you gonna bring just Tyrone some food? Why you bring all my kids some food? My mom was like that too. And she's a wonderful. And my little cousin, she was like that too. And she was like, how you gonna bring your daughter something? You know Nation in the back there. Why you bring her something to eat? Because Nation's not my daughter. What you mean, Nation, though? She's calling you daddy. Why you acting like that? You be acting so funny. That's how she talk. You be acting so funny. I don't like how you be acting. For some of you guys, water signs, yeah. You loving too much, and your kids are starving. Okay, you're loving too much, and you're on the phone 24/7, on your dating app 24/7. Your kids say they need some food. So for some of your water signs, if you don't want defects knocking on them doors, get to them material and make sure some food in the house. Stop being so attracted by them apps and love that you forget those kids did eat. Okay, be mindful of that. For some of your water signs, you could be working at a grocery store. You could be working at a what you call it? You could be running a convenience store or any kind of grocery store. Some of you guys could be stocking a shelf, or it could be that you're a singer for inside the block, or you could be someone who works where you do what you call it, like Goodwill stores. You know, the Goodwill store get old furniture and you take it and throw the old furniture inside the thing. Or you could be somebody who drives the trucks where you go by and pick up old furniture off the streets and stuff and make money off of that. So if you're looking for a job, that could be a job for you, or you're looking for a grocery store job, that could be a job for some of you guys that, I know it's probably like, what? But you could be a manager, a supervisor. This person has a suit on. So for some of you guys, you could be getting into your baby daddy, you know, other baby dad, other baby mama, all that drama. Everybody's fussing about who needs to be attending the kids. So water signs, you in the midst of two baby daddies, two baby mamas. Either that or you part of the baby mama who's getting into your daddy and the other baby mama's there and it's the beef going on. Be, excuse me, be mindful that some of you guys are fussing about that. So somewhere some kind of stirred up drama with your water signs where you want to be the number one tension, like you need to take care of my baby, and the other one says you need to take care of my baby. So he's going in the middle. So it could be you Pisces, or like I said, versus. I repeat that twice. For some of you Pisces, as I said before, some of you guys could be struggling. Some of you men, if you have a drug addiction, could be homeless on the street. Some of you don't want to be like that because you still want to keep your facade up, but drugs kind of lead you to be on the corner. And you gotta have it. You gotta have it. For some of you water signs, your grandma is still taking care of you like a little baby. She still feeds you the food like a little baby. Okay, that's a tiny baby. Even though you're a teenager, you look like you're about 19, 21 here, but you can't be, still treated like a tiny baby. For some of you water signs, for some of you water signs, you could be on your first date with someone that you like, seeing somewhere, and you bring some roses, or vice versa, roses. It could be you, water signs, who get flowers from somebody who meets you. So they got a date. It's gonna give you a bunch of flowers, okay? You're gonna really like that person, and be so sweet in the beginning, as always. As I say, keep it going. Don't change nothing. I don't know life has changed because you may catch him cheating another girl, as you see the butterfly with the this guy has two women and two persons. Stay nice and sweet. Stay with those stories some of you water signs can write somebody. I can write somebody some good love stories, okay? Keep those love stories going. All water signs do not change. Because when you change, you stress somebody out and make them go out to get somebody else, okay? When you get angry and sensitive and lonely, and when I say lonely, and somebody walks to the bathroom, why are you going to the bathroom? You're gonna leave me. That's why you're going to the bathroom. Why are you going to the kitchen without me? You could have told me you was going to the kitchen. I could go with you. You're gonna leave me. So don't be that way, water signs. Don't be dramatic like that. Please don't. Nobody's leaving you because they're going to water sign. As I said before, pray over the person you're with. Pray that God watch them, keep their mind and focus on you, and that they're there to stick it out through better for worse. Especially if you lay down and share your body with them. You definitely better pray hard on that. Pray before you lay down with anybody. Put a ring on it. Tell them, say, hey, no, we're not doing this until you put a ring on it, okay? Put a ring on it before you lay down and give it that smack real. Okay? That way you don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to the woolies or whatnot. And you still have to worry about marriage because anything can still happen with marriage. But if you gotta get married, you gotta be with somebody, just lay down and actually, before you lay down with that person, just actually get the ring between them. Nobody wants to marry. That's why I said the devil's using everybody. The devil's like, yeah, I gotta fornicate. I gotta not get them to get married. I gotta play them test cards real good. I love my 18. I go use anybody. Yeah. Don't give him that joy. Keep your good karma, okay? Keep your good paycheck. Keep your good goodness. That way you could go to God and ask God for prayer and things will open up for you if you're keeping your good goodness. Keep your good level up here at 100 instead of at 2. I'm gonna still get out there. I'm gonna get my blessings. I may have to work a little bit 10 times harder because I got all this bad karma right here. But God's gonna be on time for me. Even though some things you be like, oh, I could have went to prison, but I didn't. Oh, I could have did 20 years in prison, but I did 5. Oh, I could have got 80 years in prison, but I only got 2 days. Some of you feel like your luck is good, but it only is bad because you got there and have to deal with your kids going to jail, your kids going through the stuff that you didn't suffer and go through. Your kids now have to go through that, okay? Especially if you're weak enough to have kids. And they're like, now we gotta still that she going free. He said, keep going free, we're gonna get them kids. Get them kids. I'm telling you, you come and see my life, you be like, what? Yeah, it get you. Some of you guys probably got kids that's crying and won't go to sleep on time, up all night watching TV, screaming and hollering. They can't. You can't change a diaper. Some of them probably got rashes. They just acting a slap. Just driving you bananas. Some of your grannies go to bed. You be up all night long playing them games. Granny go to bed. For some of your water signs, go to bed. Some of you guys could be watching a car show. Could be going to a car show. Um, Be mindful of road rage too. Some of you guys got a little road rage going on with the cops too, but some of you guys are out there having a good time at some kind of, I don't know, some kind of event going on. Some of you guys will be at. Uh, some of you guys are preparing for graduation, or you have already went to the graduation, or somebody graduated for what reason. Be mindful of road rage, car accident. If somebody hit your car, don't get out and attack them. Let the police officer come out and defuse it. Just figure out who was right, who was wrong. Put your cameras in the cars so when you get in an accident, you can tell who actually did what. Your light switch. Make sure your light switch is I can say it. Make sure you know that what you call it when your lights don't work in your house. Um, I want to say get you somebody out there to check your lights, okay? Because you don't want to shock nobody, especially a little kid. Because a little kid, like, is getting electrocuted because of the light switch is flipped wrong. So make sure you check that. And also your kids in the car, make sure you watch your kids. You don't want them acting up in the car and you're not there. Also be mindful, guys, if you're staying in a motel with your kids and they're getting high, keep the drugs out of the kids' ways, okay? You don't want these friends to come in out and change the kids. Be more attentive and careful. I know sometimes you get sloppy, you don't care, and you get high and you don't care, and you think weed is helping you, but they're making it sloppy. And you don't want these friends to come into the motel if you got your kids up in there and you got all the substance on the bed and you know anything goes. Some of your kids got plenty of sense and do not mess with it. Some of them are just babies and they don't know no better. So be mindful, Pisces. If it come out, it means that some of your water signs need to pay attention to what's going on in your environment, okay? Some of you guys could be talking to a news reporter. Some of you guys could be having detectives watch every move you make. And something dealing with detectives. You could be detective water signs. And you're probably confused by the text. Um, what is this? Some of your Pisces could hurt your hand or get injured. Cops could mess with your hand, or you know how you deal with the cops and they take something and beat it. For some of your Pisces, not Pisces, some of your water signs. Some of you guys probably think about it the first time you had your baby, or some of you guys are probably just not having a baby for some of your water signs. Um, some of your water signs, you will separate from your lover or your husband, and you'll remember the times either your husband's passed away, and some of you guys are thinking about the time of all the things that you guys did together. You're reminiscing, and I don't know why this come out. I guess because I was asked about water signs. The ocean. Some of you guys may want to go to the ocean. Some of you guys may be doing some sea diving in the ocean. Okay. Some of you guys can't wait for Christmas come because you're gonna take your some shorts. You know, you take those pictures of Christmas pictures. Some of you guys can't wait for Christmas time, so you can show off your little short outfits. Okay, water. This has been your reading. Okay, hope you guys enjoy. Hope you found something helpful and something to not do, avoid. It's basically what tarot is. All doing the cards, or readings, or doing insights. It's basically to warn you before you get into a shitstorm or to avoid a shitstorm. Okay, so like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I know you may say I don't want to subscribe to the channel. I don't like you. But I'm on here trying to save you, okay? You would like to be saved. Oh, you like to go into the fire room and then turn around and get in there and want to be saved. Can't save you once you get there. Can't save you. Just gotta let you sit there and burn. You may say, oh, so you gonna just let me burn? Well, I mean, once you go to jail, I don't have no money to bail you out. All I can do is tell you, well, hey, you need to move accordingly this way. You need to tell them this and that and the other. That's all I can do is good direction again. That's all I have. So, I hope you guys that are struggling, trying to find a place to stay, that you believe in God, you're praying to God, that you're blessed to have a place to stay, blessed to get the house that you guys are trying to get, and if you need transportation, that you're blessed to get that transportation that you're needing, and the benefits that you need for your children. Have a nice day, water signs. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Those of you who subscribe, when I go live, I will give out free readings. Also, if you need a personal reading, you look down below this video in the description box, and I'll